Music.
Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How y'all doing today? I hope your week is off to a great start. Hope your year is off to a great start, right? How's January going for all of y'all? Is January treating y'all nice? Is this new year treating you nice? Are y'all over the snow yet? Is it melting in your area? I really appreciate you all joining me tonight. I do see where some of you have started to join me already. Hey, Fonda, thank you so much for joining me on today. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, so boom. So again, thank you all for joining me. We're here for another Tuesday. And of course, I have a wonderful show lined up for you all today. But before we get started, y'all know I got to do my spiel, right? Please make sure that you're joining, liking, sharing across all platforms. On YouTube is Relationship Soup, period, right? Basically, all the platforms is just Relationship Soup, right? On Facebook is Relationship Soup Group. Make sure that you are joining the group. I am going to talk about some stuff that we have been conversing about in there. That's going to be really good. And then if you want to follow me, is Relationship Soup LLC. And of course, the greeting cards. You need some greeting cards, hit us up. Relationshipsoup.com. And of course, Relationship Soup on IG. All right. So now that I got that out of the way. All right. So boom. This is the 55th episode, right? The 55th episode. And for this series, I really wanted to concentrate on deeper connections, right? So on today, we're actually going to be talking about conflict. Okay, how many of us can relate to this? Whether it's with a lover, a family, or a family member, or a friend, disagreements can happen or arguments, right? But that doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's the end of a friendship, the end of a relationship, or whatever, right? You can actually grow from it and it can benefit your relationship. So that's what we're going to get into today. We're going to talk about like what's considered healthy arguments, not healthy, and how we can disagree better. How does that sound? What y'all think? All right, let's see here. Oh, good evening. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me, Kimberly. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hey, Mark Lee, it's amazing. Oh, thank you so much. It's the show speed limit 50. Look, I'll take it. I'll take it. Can I get 55 new likes? Thank you so much, Fonda. Absolutely. And feel free to contribute your input as well, because that's what we do here. We're going to share. We're going to talk about like our experiences because I mean, we've all, some of us have had arguments. I try not to say all. So, what I want to do, like other shows, this show will be where you can come and kick it with me in the studio. So, I'm going to go ahead and put that in the link in the chat. That link in the chat, the link in the link. So if you want to kick it with me in the studio, feel free. If you have questions or whatever, please put those in the chat. We'd love to see your feedback and questions in the chat. All right, boom. I'll go ahead and share that. So yeah, that's the link right there. Feel free to come and join. All right. Okay, boom. All right. So let's, like I said, we're going to explore conflict because I mean, it definitely happens. And I ain't going to lie to you, right? You know, I've been being real transparent, right? Somebody hit me up and was like, Lisa, I'm so proud of you and how transparent you've been. But at the end of the day, I just feel like, you know, as I'm growing, like I never want to present myself as this perfect person because I'm not. You feel me? Like I'm growing, learning just like you, right? So we can do this together. So I don't mind letting y'all in on some being transparent, if you will. Let's see here. Derek, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. And Derek, you will probably be able to contribute some stuff too. How do we argue? How can we be more healthy when we argue, right? Or disagree? Whatever term you want to use. Saying argue might be triggering for some people. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, and let me tell y'all, I'm going to bring back the games, right? I got some true, false, and where you can win some prizes. All right? Okay, so boom. So anyway, so conflict can feel like a red flag. Am I the only one that feels like sometimes I have felt this way? I'm growing. Um, where conflict can feel like it's a red flag, like, oh my goodness, this arguing, you know, whatever. But it doesn't have to be. Like, I ain't gonna lie, my nickname was Track Star. You feel me? Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Hey, I ain't trying to, nah, I'm good. You know, he's probably crazy. But, you know, again, with growth and work, you also figure out how to move differently. I see you, Fonda. I'm too old to argue. I go to face and we can chat it out. Absolutely. And like I said, you know, whatever term you want to assign to it, chatting it out, disagreements or whatever, there comes a point in a relationship, whether it's a family ship, relationship, friendship, where you may not agree. And I agree. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm so cool off of the toxic arguing. I'm good. I would rather not. Right. So so let's think about this. Why do y'all think conflicts happen in the first place? Like why do arguments or conflicts happen? What y'all thinking? Right? What are your views on that? Why do conflicts happen in the first place? From experience, relationship soup, research, miscommunication, or unmet expectations. That's one reason. Clash in perspectives or priorities, and it definitely happens. And then unaddressed issues that build up over time. Fonda says disagreement. Absolutely. 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 So those are a few reasons why conflicts happen in the first place. And that's okay. I mean, we're human. I think seldom you will find someone that's going to align with you on every single thing. Y'all just in unison on every single thing throughout the whole course of your friendship, familyship, or relationship. There's bound to be some type of disagreement. Okay. So now that we understand why conflict happens, let's tackle another question. Why do some arguments escalate while others, it just seems like other people, their arguments don't escalate and they seem to grow? So Fonda says lies. Absolutely. Lies can definitely be a reason why arguments escalate. Conflicts are how can I say this? A necessity in life. Competing or imposing interests are usually the root. Absolutely. Absolutely. So hopefully I don't see the reading rainbow. I kind of messed that up a little bit. But yeah, conflicts are a necessity. Absolutely they are. It's part of life. It's just how you move with it. You don't necessarily have to be toxic with it. Okay? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a red flag all the time. You have to use your discernment to figure out when it is a red flag. And let's just be real. So Fonda says, I've learned that if you keep your voice low, the other person will too. Absolutely. That's biblical, isn't it? Soft answers turn away wrath. Now don't ask me the Bible verse. And Bishop, if you're watching this, I am reading my Bible. I just don't know the verse for that one. Okay. Does anybody know the verse about the soft answer turns away wrath? Where's that at in the Bible? Uh-oh. Where's Coach? You know what? Derek. Coach J's on punishment. He did a fool last week. Did you see it? You was there. Yeah, he on punishment. So Mark says communication and real listening is vital. Absolutely, it is, and that's part. And we're gonna get into that, Mark. Of course, you're always ahead of the game. Fonda says no. Dana, proverb. I see you, Dana. Thank you for that. Right? I promise y'all, I'm not a heathen. I do read the Bible. I just don't remember all the verses and stuff. Absolutely. So now let's look at this. So why do some arguments escalate while others seem to help people grow closer? So escalation can happen. That's definitely from some of the things that was mentioned earlier. Emotional triggers is one of them. Defensiveness or a lack of listening. Okay, active listening is so important, and I learned that. Okay, and growth tends to happen when both parties approach the argument with curiosity and respect, and the focus is not on winning. Now, there was a jewel that I got many years ago. My brother had actually told me about a friend of his who was getting a divorce, right? And his friend was basically saying, "Yo, you know, one, I messed up because I always wanted to win an argument. So basically, with that knowledge, it's like that hit me because I'm like, I really don't want to win with you, right? If I love you, you're my friend, you my lover. I really don't even want to win with you. I want understanding, and I want you to understand me. Like my counselor tell you, I have this need to be understood. Okay, I don't know what that is, and I just feel like understanding it can only be a compliment to your relationship if you have understanding, if you feel heard, if you feel understood. Right? I think that's biblical too. Is that biblical? Absolutely. All right. So now let's talk about what makes an argument healthy. Okay. Now, what is for y'all? Okay, because I know what I have. What would make an argument healthy for y'all? Okay, so I'll give y'all a chance to kind of think about that a little bit. Okay, so um, what makes an argument healthy for me is when there is active listening, right? That's truly hearing a person and you not listening to respond. Okay, am I the only one that has ever been guilty of that? Have you ever listened just to respond? Okay. Active listening is so important because you're actually listening. And a tool that I picked up a few years ago was like, when a person is speaking, then say they're saying something, and then you're like, okay, so what I'm hearing is, XYZ. So that way, not only are you showing that you're listening to that person, you're actually confirming, yes, I heard what you said, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, right? I'm growing, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm growing. Okay. Hi, cousin Leah. How are you? Thank you so much for listening. Listen, we talking about conflict and arguing or disagreeing in a healthy way. Okay, so that's what we're talking about tonight, cousin. What you got on that? What you got on that, cousin? Tell me how you and B, how y'all be arguing. I mean, y'all seem pretty calm though. Like you and B are pretty calm. So tell me about that. Greeting. Oh, thank you so much, cousin. Hey, listen, fam. I be trying to cook. You feel me? Hey, I be trying to cook chicken and everything. You hear me? So Fonda says, just hearing the other person out. That is so important. That is so important to hear the other person out. And sometimes it takes practice to do that. And then I guess if you look at it from the point of view of treating someone like you want to be treated, you want to be heard. So you got to hear that other person out, right? So that means not cutting them off and things of that sort, right? Let's see here. Brian bows down because he knows he's married to a kid. killer, cuz. What you be killing? Spiders? Ants? You are hilarious, fam. Okay, so all right, so Dana says we need to learn how to express our own emotions without making the other person responsible or the reason for our feelings. That's true. That's absolutely true. And I think with growth you start to recognize that. Sometimes you have to look at, okay, so why am I feeling this way? Is it really something that they're doing? Is it something from my past that I'm assigning to this person, or is this really me? Because sometimes we're not really seeing the situation for what it is. You feel me? Sometimes we are actually seeing a situation from where we're at, right? We might be making a mountain out of a molehill. It ain't even no molehill, baby. It ain't even no molehill. I see you, Ian. I see you in the studio. I will actually bring you on here in a second. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. Thank y'all so much. I see y'all. I see y'all. I ain't fooling with you tonight. All right, so let's see here. I know. Find ain't she hilarious? Killing hopes. Thank you, cuz. I appreciate that. I must say that my color tonight was influenced. Like I was motivated by Miss Lori Harvey. She had this maroon dress. I even posted it on my timeline because that dress was so chef's kiss cold. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Naya. I appreciate you joining me. Absolutely. So Dana says they say only 19% of what we think is the problem. The other 90% is ourselves. Absolutely. And that's something that my daddy used to say. Now, y'all know every show I got to share something from my daddy. He in the background right there. My father would always tell me, not always, that's an overstatement. There's been conversations that I've had with my daddy. And my daddy would say, Lisa, everything is already working out around you. Everything is at a happy medium. It's your mind that messes it up. Right? And that always resonated with me. Okay. So this is, Tonality Records, Luke 6:31 says, and as you wish that others would do to you, do so to them. This verse is also known as the don't do it to me, don't do it as the what? As the what, Reese? Hold on. Yeah, okay. So you have to finish that because I don't want it to look like I'm doing the reading rainbow tonight. Okay. All right. Listen to support. Absolutely. Listen to support is so important. Arguing, accomplishing nothing but bad blood. Absolutely. And sometimes arguing, like when you trying to win, you get the responsibility that you might not even want. I remember Coach Boyd was talking about that. Okay, so you didn't win, so now it's hey, the responsibility is on you now. You feel me? I don't want to win. If I love you, I don't even want to win. Even if I don't love you, I don't want to win. At the end of the day, I just want understanding with you. You feel me? Okay, thank you, Lyric. Proverbs 15. I appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to win with you. I just want understanding. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, fam. I appreciate you, fam. I've been drinking my water and everything. And I've been doing these meditations because I'm telling you, the Silva method, mwah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I heard she had 6 guns and 12 knives and knew the crazy. Brian ain't messing with. Brian ain't gonna do it because Brian already know. I got Leah's back too. Known as the golden rule. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the intro just ended. I'm here. Hello, butterfly in the sky. You know what, Coach? Yes, the intro did just end. All right, known as the golden rule. Lisa is blazing. But thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I really, really, really do. It's not always important to have the last word. Absolutely. I don't want the last word. I don't want the last word. I just want understanding. That's the most important. The comment limits didn't want me to be great. Oh, okay. I understand. I understand. All right. So Ian, I see that you're in the studio. So let's see here. So what makes an argument healthy? What makes conflict healthy? Okay. Respectful tone. That is so important. And don't be name calling and yelling. And if you could leave the sarcasm off, that works too, right? Clear communication. Stick to the issue. You got to stick to the issue. Like Like, don't be trying to get a one up or bring up stuff from the past, like old grievances, especially stuff that you have, gotten past. You've discussed it. Like stick to the topic. Don't be veering off. Okay, that's really important as well. Emotional regulation, like take a breather, and it's okay. It is truly okay to take a breather if you have to. Sometimes it's like, yo, we not hearing each other. This is heated. I'm not even gonna do it. And that's okay. It is okay to take a break. And it's also okay when taking that break if you want to think about things. Sometimes you need to take that breather so you can actually take time to think about it. Right? Because you may have been wrong in the moment. Okay. So, what are some steps to turn a heated argument into a healthy discussion? I think for me personally, from even what I have learned, use I statements. Like, I feel hurt when you don't communicate or whatever. Instead of you always don't be talking. You always be doing this. You always like that can put a person on the defensive, right? You don't do that. And don't always say always, you always, because you know what? Ain't nobody always doing nothing. All right. Stop that. It's always you always nah, stop it. Stop it. That's all I'm saying. Sleep on the couch. Is that what you be? Is that what you be telling Mr. Allen? Is that what you be doing? Understand, I'm fragile and delicate. Treat me as such. Absolutely. You know, it's okay. Be fragile. It's okay. I know you are a Capricorn. I know you capping. Yeah, I know your birthday coming up as well, cousin. We're gonna have to do something for that. So Mark says, "Hello, Lisa. I think today there's too many feminine men that argue like their mamas did, instead of being the masculine man that he is supposed to be, and calm the conversation down so that understanding can be had." Somebody was talking to me about men being like hypersensitive or over emotional. I was actually having that conversation not too long ago. Okay, all right. So Malik, I don't know many men who can win arguments with y'all remember. Malik, do we be remembering too much for real? We do. We remember too much. That's what we be doing. We'll be like, and in 1995, I remember when you had on a red shirt, some blue jeans, a blue cap, and I remember when, yeah, we do be remembering. For real. Yeah. So, yeah, right. All right, so no, I'll do it. Then he feels bad and tells me to come. Oh, that's sweet. I don't want to be away from you, Mrs. Allen, and that's okay. Not the couch, could be the floor, which is absolutely, absolutely, Naya. All right. So again, and something I think that can turn a disagreement into a healthy discussion is how can we fix this together? Have you ever done that? Have you ever been like, yo, how can we fix this together? How do we resolve this? Okay, if it's your lover, how can we do this? Now, and this can be again, you can apply this to a friendship, relationship, or whatever, right? I would say also, and again, if you feel like the argument is escalating, and it can be easier said than done. I ain't gonna, hey, it ain't even about perfection. It's about being real. Sometimes arguments escalate. Okay, hey, ask my last marriage. Seriously, sometimes arguments can escalate, and I think that it is good to pause and revisit later because it's like if you keep on trying to engage when it's escalating, something probably gonna happen. Yeah, something's probably gonna happen. Capricorns. Yeah, more. Hey, Capricorns. Yeah, I love Capricorns. Capricorns are cool, mild, about their bag. I don't know a Capricorn that ain't about their bag. I told you how intelligent you get when you get heated. Yeah, you have told me that, Malik. Yeah, I can get very intelligent. I turn into Einstein real quick. Right, I'm intelligent anyway. But hey, you're mad, boy. I'm like, listen, bros, you can only have one captain of the ship, and that's okay. And even compromise in that moment, right? And can help because somebody has to fall back, and that's okay. You got to step outside your ego. That ego is a mug, ain't it? That ego can be a trip. We don't get that bad in our marriage. It blows over quick. And I always went, oh, is Mr. Allen watching Fonda? Is he watching? He hearing this? Dana says, I agree with Mark, and it ties into what I want to talk about next week. Dana, I cannot wait until our show next week. I cannot wait. It is going to be chef's kiss. I cannot wait. And I'm just gonna say congratulations again. Absolutely. Our show next week, I know I'm teasing it early. It's gonna be, y'all ain't gonna want to miss that. Lisa knows she's a Mensa member. Absolutely. Okay. So now y'all, how can conflict actually deepen understanding and make relationships stronger? Because when you think of conflict, sometimes you're thinking, oh, and it really can. If it's toxic, it can cause a wedge. I'm a witness to it. There are conflicts that can cause a wedge, but we want to get past that. We don't want the wedge. Okay. So, how can conflict actually deepen understanding and help relationships be stronger? Okay. So, building trust is one of them. Why? Because addressing issues openly shows that you're vested in the relationship. If you never say nothing, are you really vested? If you always trying to avoid, you're not trying to talk about the elephant in the room or any issues, are you really vested? And I'm not saying, I mean, there is timing, there's a time and place and all of that. But I'm just saying, uh, it can actually improve your communication skills because with each disagreement, argument, conflict, or whatever you want to say, it actually does teaches you how to express yourself better and to understand your partner. Because with each conflict, stuff is coming out, and you're learning. You should be studying your partner anyway, and even in friendships, you study your friends and family and all that stuff too. I also feel like it helps with clarifying boundaries. Okay, so these conflicts that you have, they can truly highlight what's important to each person. And so, that can even bring about respect and honoring of those boundaries. I think Leah had said something earlier about respect. I didn't get to bring that comment on, but absolutely, respect is everything. And it can enhance emotional intimacy. So working through challenges together, it helps with fostering communication and connection and vulnerability. So Ian, I see you join me in the studio. Can I bring you on? Turn on your camera if I can bring you on, because I don't want to bring you on if you ain't ready. Okay, I'm gonna add Ian to the stage. Hi, Ian. How are you? I can't hear you.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good, good, good. Doctor of Oh, goodness. Doctor of sarcasm. I see you. I see you. So what you got for me tonight, Ian? Because now we're stirring the pot. This is from the principal's inbox. This is the relationship soup of stirring the soup.
Okay.
From the principal's inbox. Okay, so what you got for me?
What I got for you?
Yeah.
I don't have anything. I was just here to see get some relationship advice.
What you got?
What advice do I have?
What advice do you need? Can you think of anything right offhand that you need?
I just maybe parenting. How do you juggle like different personalities and conflicts with parenting styles with your partner, and how can you get everybody on a unified front? That's something that my dad always likes to say. There needs to be a unified front, which makes things better because, like, you can tell one of the kids no, and they go to the other parent, and the answer is yes. I'm guilty of that, but also they'll do it immediately. So I can't compare notes with my spouse, and then that always causes friction.
Okay, that makes sense. So you basically want to know, like, as far as parenting styles, how do you get on the same page, right?
Hmm.
And what else is it that you want? So that's so. Let me ask you this: Are you? Is this a blended situation too?
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to blended families, how do you like how do you address handling
Right.
the same page with parenting?
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. Ooh, that's huge, right? Because I remember there was even a issue that was posted in a group about a young lady who had an issue with her new lover or whatever changing her baby diaper. Like you got to be on the same page, right?
Right.
All right, I'm gonna put that in the chat and let's see what we come up with. Cool, Ian? You cool with that? Because
Yeah. I'm cool.
the thing I'm gonna give you is because I have been in. I don't have any children. Okay.
Okay.
However, I have been married where there were children involved. And I have been in relationships where there are children involved, right? So
Right.
I think that is just really communication is huge. You know, I'm gonna put that out there.
Right.
I'm gonna let the rest of my listeners and the supers give you something else, right?
Right.
Um, and actually, let's see here. So Shantae says, before you say yes or no, talk to your significant other. I think it's really important. Communication is going to be everything. And I think you're going to have to approach it with, I don't want to say white gloves. From my experience, I have been very delicate when it comes to other people's children and, parenting. Because, I mean, everybody involved has their expectations and their ideals, right? So
Mhm.
you really have to approach it with respect. And I'm just going to say white gloves because it's very sensitive. Children, you want to make sure that you're doing right by them and you want to make sure that y'all are on the same page because ultimately, I'm just going to speak for myself. I know that when I was in a situation with someone with children, I wanted what was for the higher good of the child, period. Right? So I think if you keep that at the forefront, you got to keep your ego out of it, though, too. That's another thing. Because that ego, I ain't going to lie, ego be trying to rear its ugly head sometimes. So you really have to communicate. You have to put all of that aside and communicate about what's going to be for the higher good. That's definitely a conversation that you should have probably, I would say, even when you're getting to know a person sooner than later,
Right.
especially when it's getting to the point where introducing them kids into it. So I'm gonna let the rest of the supers, right, comment. So if you come up with something else, just type it in the chat. I got you.
Okay. Right on.
Thank you. All right, boom. So what y'all got? So how do parents get on the same page? Because let's just be real, blended families are a thing now. That's been a thing. That's nothing new, right? So those of you who have children and have been in this situation, what advice do you have for Ian? Like how do you parent on the same page? Effective communication is key in all relationships. All parents need to respect each other's role. I too have dated women with children. I did not try to claim to be their dad, but I wanted them to respect my authority. Absolutely. And that's such a fine line. Like, I never required nobody to call me mama, although I was called mama, right? But I'm just saying, like, you have to look at that. You really have to be sensitive to that because the truth of the matter is if you are the person coming in, you not their mama or you not their daddy. They already have one, right? And who are you to step on that? Just saying. Fonda says true, Mark. Let's see here. I believe dueling parents are not dealing with their issues and ego has stepped in. That makes sense. To this day, I still have family members checking in on ex's kids because we treated them with respect. Absolutely. I mean, that definitely happens. I can speak to the men in my family as well. The men in my family, they tend to adopt, their significant others' children and different things like that. So now it says, whatever it is to be the co-parent, be able to say out loud to the kids, oh, I'm sorry. Mommy said no first. I support her, vice versa. So basically, both parents remind each other themselves and for the kids. Mom and dad support each other when it comes to y'all. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Shantae, thank you for joining me, Shantae. I appreciate you. Children usually ask the parent that gives an easy yes. I have a story with that. I still remember that. You have to make sure they are not running game on you and the other parent. Absolutely. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Okay, I know I'm kind of getting off. But okay, so when I was a little girl, I wanted this popsicle. And this popsicle really wasn't that good. It was like a coconut popsicle or something, right? And I remember my father was outside talking to his friends. And I was like, Daddy, can I have this popsicle? He was like, No, you can't have that popsicle. It's almost time for dinner. Boom. So I'm thinking, I don't know why I wanted that popsicle. It was coconut. It wasn't even good. So my mother was minding her own business, right? She was cooking and stuff. And I was like, Mommy, can I have this popsicle? And she was like, Yeah. She ain't even know. Needless to say, I never ever did that again. And so, but anyway, so I just want to share that story. All right, so let's see here. So Fonda says, my second marriage, I made sure he was respected by that man. Absolutely. Danny says, I'm biblical. My biblical answer, God is head of the man. The man is head of the wife, and the wife is the head of the children. If that order is followed, she'll respect your opinion, and y'all should be able to compromise. Compromise is definitely going to be part of it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe. What you saying maybe to, Mark? Let me know. Child respecting him. Okay. Derek says, I think it helps for both parents to understand that the goals, standards, and expectations are. What the goals, standards, and expectations are. Agreeing on boundaries goes a long way. That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Leah says, I'm not in a blended family, but if I die, I want Brian to marry outside of his race. So my son, why do you do this to me, guys? Why do you do this? I'm going, y'all see this? I can't even read it. So my son will always know that's not his mom. Sorry, I'm petty even in that. Is that how you feel, Leah? For real? He gonna know that's not his mom? Okay. Kids will run game. I remember when um, a child tried to get me to Snoopy's all the time. All right, let's see here. As an ex step, let them do whatever. Cause really, that's the answer. Let the kids do what I mean. I guess I could see that because depending on the situation, you might get told real quick, "You ain't my mama." Okay, maybe there's a father or mother involved. That's true. It could be. Yeah, and that does happen, right? But if they move on and get married or whatever, there's got to be some type of happiness. I know, Fonda. I don't know why. Leah is a trip. That was a good one, cuz I appreciate that. I appreciate that comic relief. All right, so now I shared a question in relationships with y'all. Okay, uh, how do you handle a partner that avoids conflict entirely? And there were several responses from relationship suits. One person said, leave and get a new partner. Okay. So what do y'all think? Have you ever dealt with a partner that avoids conflict entirely? They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to, or anything. Have you ever been in that situation? Aaliyah does have the best comment. She a trip. She a trip. No. Don't apologize, cuz that's being real. That's being real. I mean, and you know what? You might be in a situation in either a blended situation where you don't say nothing. You just, hey, what your daddy say? What your daddy say? That's easy. What your daddy say? What your mama say? What would your mama tell you to do? Right? What would your mama do? I'm just saying. That's just what it is. My second husband was like that, too damn quiet. So how'd you do? Well, he's a second. He's a second. He's a divorce. So you got tired of it. All right, so Dana says, "Ooh, these comments are coming up so quick. A lot of time, it's not the conflict they are avoiding; it's the approach." Ooh, okay, okay, that makes sense. Okay. So Mark says, "I used to be the one that avoided it, but realized I was truly hurting myself and partner." That can make sense. Like if you're avoidant, if you are an avoidant, if you have an avoidant attachment style or whatever, that can be very triggering, right? Especially depending on how your partner moves. Jason, Coach Boyd, thank you so much for joining me. Never. They actually stir into the conflict. Okay, okay. So you don't deal with anybody that's an avoidant, Jason? Is that what you're saying? I'm that partner. I just make sure I show you I'll fix rather than argue or fight. Okay, okay. That's fair. Sometimes it's fear that causes avoidance. That's true. It's fear of, hey, if I start something with this person, it's just going to escalate into something else. And it depends on the timing and where you're at as well. So I can definitely see that. I was an excellent stepmom. I knew they were going, for real, cuz you was excellent because you knew they were going home. That's how you felt. You were hilarious. Actually tearing up. You a trip. Avoiding makes the argument hard for the other person. Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. So what do I have? So I would say if you choose to deal with a partner that avoids conflict entirely, gently express what the avoiding does, right? Hey, I value our relationship and I want us to work through challenges together. How can we talk about this? So that's kind of getting a feel, doing a temperature check for them. And then I would say research or suggest structured ways to communicate or ask them what would entice them to communicate. What y'all think? So, Coach Boy says, I have clients who avoid conflict. What they don't understand, it comes out in other ways, which isn't good. Absolutely. And it can come out, it can cause resentment and all kind of stuff. It actually can. Absolutely. Leah says, Mark, you seem so kind. How Leah get back in nepotism? Listen, that's spam. You know she ain't going nowhere. You know she is not going to let me do a podcast without making some type of appearance, whether it's pre-show, during the show, or after the show. She's definitely gonna make an appearance. All right. So let's see here. So Naya says, can't deal intense negative energy, which can lead to the flight or fight mentality. That triggers a lot more. Learn how to approach with peace and harmony. Absolutely. I think that's a good thing to do. You have to. You have to figure that out, right? What about the partners who love conflict? I'm taking over this question. Oh yeah, that's what you're doing, Mr. Wilson. What about the partners who love conflict? Conflict. I'm taking over. Oh, all right. What y'all say? What y'all say? No worries about the typos. It's all good. Hey, I was gonna get it out. What y'all think? All right. So let's see here. All right. Is there anything else that I want to add? Okay. You know what? One more thing I want to add to that. Suggest structured ways to communicate, like scheduling a time to talk. Because sometimes it's just not a good time to talk. Now, sometimes with avoidance, it may never be a good time to talk. Okay. But if you know, make the attempt, try to schedule a time to talk. Okay. I think that would be a good thing. All right. So let's see here. Um, is there anything else that I want to talk about? Are there more comments? So Naya says, love conflict, toxic. Can be toxic, very toxic. All right, y'all. So let's do some true false. Okay. So this is going to be, let's do some true false questions, right? Before we wrap this thing up. Okay. Um, I want to do some true false. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for some true false? Sometimes we can talk through songs that express the sentiments. You know what? That's a good one, Derek. I love music, especially 90s R&B. Sometimes we can talk through songs that express the sentiments, right? So what you saying? Play some songs while you clean it up. That's communicating with your heart saying. Y'all ever did that before? Y'all ever be into it with your partner and you play some songs or whatever? Y'all don't do that? All right, y'all. So if you want to win some relationship soup greeting cards or relationship soup t-shirt, I'm going to play this game with me. All right, so true, false. All right, so basically, I'm going to make a statement about conflict and you decide whether it's true or false, okay? So this is the first question. Let me go ahead and put this in here. So true or false, healthy relationships don't involve conflicts. Is that true or is that false? Healthy relationships don't involve arguments or conflicts, however you want to say it. What y'all thinking? True or false? True or false? What y'all thinking? I will give y'all some time to answer that. Leah says, hi, Fonda. I know, where is Nikki at? Where is Miss Bonner at? Miss Bonner, where are you? All right, all right, all right. So the answer is false. Conflict is a natural part of relationships. It's how you handle it that matters. So, all right. All right, all right. So let's see who answered that first. Let me go up. Mark Lee. So, Mark, you are the winner, and I will let you choose, okay? I will absolutely let you choose if you want a relationship suit greeting card of your choice or a t-shirt. All right, y'all. So here's another question. Okay, what y'all think about this? What y'all think about this? Question number 2. Taking a break during a heated argument is a sign of giving up. Is that true or is that false? Is that false or is that true? So Mark wants a t-shirt. All right, perfect, Mark. That sounds good. Fonda says, congratulations, Mark. Right on. Okay, so taking a break during a heated argument is also a sign of giving up. Is that true or is that false? Is that false? Is that true? Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. False, 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 false. That is the answer. That is absolutely false. Taking a break is often necessary to cool down and return to the conversation with a clear head. Absolutely. Please, let's take a break. Absolutely. That's being very mature. So, all right, let's see here. The winner of that is, it looks like it is Tonality Records. Answered false first. Okay, so you and Mark can't win no more. Okay, so please let me know what you want in the comments. All right, so Leah says it's how you handle them. Absolutely. Hi, Cousin Harry. I see you answered false. Thank you for joining me, cuz. All right, y'all. So I do have some more questions, and make sure also, and I will communicate with you all via DM as well. Okay. All right. So what about this one? Have you ever done this before? Have you ever done this? And I'm going to be wrapping this show up in a little bit. So what y'all think about this? It's better to apologize even if you don't mean it. Just end the argument. What y'all thinking? It's better to apologize even if you don't mean it. Just end the argument. What y'all thinking? True or false? What y'all thinking? Give y'all a second to answer that. So Ian says false. Fonda says false. Mark says false. All right, all right, all right. And the answer is false. Empty apologies can lead to resentment and don't address the root of the issue. Absolutely. Don't empty apologize to me. I want genuine, right? That's the energy that you want. That's the energy that you want. All right, y'all. One more question. Ian, please put in the chat what you would like, a card or a t-shirt. All right. Okay, what about this one, y'all? What about this one? This is about bringing up old arguments. Y'all ever done that before? Y'all ever brought up an old argument? All right, so bringing up old arguments during a new conflict is helpful for context. What y'all thinking? Because context is important. Context is important. So, true or false, bringing up old arguments during a new conflict is helpful for context. What y'all thinking? True or false? I know. That's hilarious, ain't it, Ian? Okay, so what y'all got? What y'all got? True or false? Hi, Prince. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. I saw you chime in earlier. It's been a minute. You got to come back. You got to come and kick it in the studio, Prince. All right, all right. That's how. Really? Is that how we get y'all, Malik? Bringing up old stuff? Who doing that? I'm not bringing old wine to new wine skins. Now I know that's a verse too. See, I be in my Bible, y'all. I just don't be remembering the verse. All right, so let's see here. So the answer is false, and Shantae is actually the winner with that. So Shantae, put in the chat. Would you rather have a T-shirt or a greeting card? All right, so put that in the chat as well. Harry says maybe. Tell me about that, Harry. How? How, Sway? How's that possible? Bringing up some old during a new argument is really well. Tit for tat is wrong, but it can shut some. Is that what you're doing, Ian, to shut the shenanigans down? That's what you're doing, for real? Yes, yes. T-shirt, please. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, y'all. So that's the end of the game tonight. Now, before we wrap up, remember this: conflict, disagreements, or arguing, whatever term you want to assign to it, it's inevitable. Okay, how you handle it makes a difference. Like it is possible to have healthy arguments, and remember, it's about understanding, not winning. Like put that ego up, right? There's whole meditations, there's self work, shadow work, and all that to help you get control of your ego. That ego will mess you up. It's not that ego is a totally bad thing because we have it. It's just when you let that ego come out, right? And so think about this. It's about connection and not control. You want to connect with that person, whether it's your lover, friend, or whatever. Connection is so important. Okay. So when you find yourself in a disagreement, like breathe, step back, think about your approach, do a knowledge of self in that moment. Okay. All right. So let's see here. I do see some more of y'all comments. I mean, people may forget their dirt. Ian, what happened to a clean slate? When we ask for forgiveness, the Lord gives us a clean slate. You ain't giving your lover one, your family member, or your friend, for real. You ain't you gonna make. Oh, I see how you do, Ian. Because it may be a point that was made that could bring clarity to the new argument. Okay. Oh, these comments are coming in fast. Just tell me what you want me to know without getting mad. Okay, that's okay. That can work. It all fails, lady. If it all fails, ladies, get that skillet. Not the Al Green. Was that the one where Al Green was it skillet? What he get grits in the face? What was that? Wh- Who bought out the skillet? Was that Tina Turner now? Allegedly. Let me put that in there. What's y'all saying? And I only have to win a shirt. Yeah. And make sure all of y'all that won, we got to talk via DM because I got to get some information for you. For y'all. Now you make me feel bad. Ian, you got to think, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? You got to think about that, right? What would God do? I'm just saying. Grits. Oh, yeah, I knew it was grits. Yeah, that was the grits. Yeah, that was the hot grits. Al Green got the grits in the lap. Was it in the lap? Hmm. God did flood the earth. Ian, what you saying? I'm just saying. Do we want to do that? Right? God's thoughts ain't our own. Okay? Y'all hilarious. Okay, so y'all, I do want to do something really quickly. I want to share. I do want to share this. I want to. So those of you know, London Denise. Actually, a few years ago, there was a post that we did in Relationship Soup. Her parents were actually having a fundraiser to bring like cancer awareness and things like that. And many of you, including myself, have followed London for a really long time. London recently went to go be with the Lord. I did post it in Relationship Soup. So if you get a second, please say a prayer for her parents. Um, yeah, please say a prayer for her parents if you get a second. Um, yeah, and there's actually going to be a balloon release. Forgive me, y'all, because this really is moving my heart. There's going to be a balloon release for London, Friday, January 17th, 2025 at 4 p.m. Please bring purple, pink, and gold balloons. It will be at Pleasant Union Missionary Baptist Church at 1202 Eugene Street, Indianapolis, Indiana 46208. So rest in peace to you, beautiful angel, London Denise. So rest in peace to her. So definitely say a prayer for her parents, y'all. Oh man, please say a prayer for her parents. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Miss Woodson, for your prayers. And thanks for joining me tonight, too. You know, I appreciate you always, 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 always. Um, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Yes, absolutely. Prayers and blessings. They are in my prayers. I'm sure they appreciate it. I'm sure they really do. Yeah, so. All right, y'all. So we have reached the end of another episode of Relationship Soup, episode 55, y'all. So hopefully you all walked away with some jewels, some gems, right? Would love for you all to join me next week. Dana is going to join me next week, and I'm telling you that show is going to be. I'm already telling you because I have spidey senses, and my spidey senses is already telling me that that show is going to be amazing. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm tuned in, stuck in the storm, in the snow. I'm safe though. Oh, thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate that. And get unstuck. Oh my goodness. Good night, Prince. Thank you so much for joining me, and let me know when you want to come and kick it in the studio again. Oh, thank you so much, Naya. Praying, thank you, and I'll be in prayer agreement. And I love you too. I love you too. Much love, Cuzzo. Love to you too. All right, y'all. So y'all know I have to say it before I get out of here. Okay. Now, please make sure that you're liking across all platforms. Relationship Soup period on YouTube, Facebook, Relationship Soup group on Facebook. Come and join the forum. Relationship Soup group. Come and join the forum. Relationshipsoup.com for t-shirts and your greeting card needs. All right. So this is what I want to also do. Y'all know I have to give my shout outs, right? So I want to thank, of course, my mama. My mama's actually here, y'all. She's been a silent listener tonight. My mom's actually here. She said, listen, I'm coming to the studio. So she's really here. She just silent. So, Mama, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. My Aunt Anna, she always on it. I appreciate her as well. Lyric, thank you so much for always supporting and coming out. You know, I appreciate that. Of course, my people in the studio, Music Man, Ian, thank you so much. Mark Lee, and all of y'all, thank y'all so much for always continuing to support. Derek says, hi, Mom. Yeah, she waving. She waving. She doing one of these, y'all. She doing one of. She said the two hands, not the one hand, but the two hands. All right. So Fonda says, "Hi, Mom. Hey, Fonda. Look, I'm gonna try to get back into church on Sunday, Fonda. You know, I've been kind of get my little travel on a little bit. Bible, yes, yes. Sunday, 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 Sunday. That snow had me in the chokehold last week, though. I'm like, wait a minute, snow? No, me and snow. Hello, Mama Patty. Leah says, "Hello, Mama Patty." She doing one of these. She's hey y'all. She a celebrity now, so she got this going on. She said, "With the two hands, the two hands." Tonality says, "Hi, hey, mommy. Sorry, I didn't know you were there." Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, you know, cause she been here for a few days. She said, "I'm gonna come kick it with you." I said, "Well, come kick it." Right? I've been eating good. When I tell you I've been eating good, I've been eating good. Shantae says, "Hi, Miss Hughes." She doing it. She done Miss America it now. Oh, it's Miss America now. She doing one of these, Shantae. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna get in church. I'm gonna get some my dose of Jesus, my dose of God. All right, y'all. So thank y'all again for joining me. I really appreciate it. And again, always love yourself. You gotta love yourself because it starts with you. I'm gonna always stick with that because that is a continual lesson for me. I'm loving myself, my flaws, my shadow self, my high vibrational self. You gotta love all aspects of you. It starts with you. Until next time, y'all. Until next time, we out. And make sure that you join me next week because that show is going to be fantastic. Again, I love you all. Thanks so much. Peace.